This is a Photoshop tutorial for beginners, and I'm going to cover everything you need to know to start using Photoshop properly. Without much ado, let's get started. This video is brought to you by Brand and Graphics channel, and my name is Vincent Annie. When you open Photoshop, it brings you to Photoshop Home. Here we have recent projects on display. Click on any of them to open it. In Photoshop Home, you have two options: to create a new file or open an existing file. To open a file, click on Open. Double-click on it and it opens, or select the Photoshop file and click Open. You can also drag and drop a document on a Photoshop icon to open it. Before we proceed, if you want to practice along but you don't have a Photoshop software, click on the link below to download a free trial version of Photoshop. Now let's look at how to create a new file. Click on New File. Here you are required to create your document size. You can do that by choosing a preset document size or customize a template. We have an array of tabs. Each tab comprises similar presets grouped in one category. For example, Print contains templates for book covers, magazine, posters, and so on. Let's customize a preset for a book cover. Change the width to 6 inches and height to 9 inches. Choose orientation. Over here, you can change the measurement unit. Leave the resolution at 300. Choose RGB color mode for digital design and CMYK color if you are printing the design. Choose a background color. Leave the advanced options the way they are for now. You can name this document here or use Save As to name it after creating the document. When you are done, click on Create. And here we are in Photoshop Workspace. The entire screen you are looking at is the workspace. Photoshop is a photo editing and graphic design software. With Photoshop, you can do the following and even more: image retouching and manipulation, composite designs, web designs, 3D designs, graphic designs, painting, designs for social media, motion, and so on. Back to Workspace. Workspace is simply where you work in Photoshop. And you'll agree with me that a doctor's workspace will look different from a painter's workspace. The tools in their stores are definitely not the same. That's why Photoshop created workspaces for different skill sets. To choose a workspace, go to Window, Workspace, and you will see that we are on the default workspace, Essentials. Essentials workspace is a great place to start. Let's navigate around the other workspaces. Graphic web, motion, painting, photography. Notice the changes in the right-hand side panel each time we switch to a new workspace. You can actually create your own workspace when you are familiar with Photoshop tools and features you need to work with. Then you can use them to create your own workspace. Very easy. Just open an existing workspace and customize it. Close the things you don't often need. And from the window, add the ones you need often. When you are done with customization, go to Window, select New Workspace, name it and save it. And you have a new workspace. Let me go back to Essential Workspace. When your workspace is in disarray, do not panic. Go to Window and click on Reset whichever workspace you are using. In this case, Reset Essentials. And your workspace will be reset. Let's navigate around the workspace. The white area in the center is called the canvas. The actual designs take place on the canvas, and you get to save whatever design that's within the canvas. On the left-hand corner is the toolbar. Photoshop tools live on this bar. If you want the tools in one column, click here. Hover your mouse pointer over any tool. Photoshop will display its name. If you see a small rectangle at the lower right corner of any tool, right-click or click and hold to reveal more tools beneath. Most of these tools have some options. Click on any tool to see its options on the option bar above. At the top is the menu bar. Click on each tab to explore. Let's take a look at layers. Photoshop uses the layering system to organize images by stacking them above one another. If we select the Move tool and try to move this background layer, it won't work because background layers are usually locked. To unlock it, click on the padlock icon or double-click on the layer and change the name. You can also click and drag the lock icon to the trash can. I would like to show you how the layering system works. So let's first bring in more files into the Photoshop. To import a file, go to File, select Place Embedded or Place Link. Select the image and click on Place, or simply double-click on the image. Photoshop opens the image on a new layer. Each layer has an eye icon. Use this icon to turn the layer's visibility on and off. You can relocate a layer by just clicking and dragging the layer to a new location. To transform an image in Photoshop, you have to select the image. When you select an image, each layer will be selected, and when you select a layer, the image will be selected. To fit the image to page, press Ctrl 0. To zoom in or out, select the Zoom tool and click, or use the shortcut Ctrl or Command++ to zoom in, and Ctrl or Command+- to zoom out. To pan from one area of the image to the other, select the Hand tool or hold down the spacebar and your cursor will turn to a hand icon. Now we are going to look at the two major aspects of Photoshop, the photo editing side and the graphic design side. We will start with the photo editing side. To transform this photo, let's quickly do the following. Remove the blemishes around the neck and shoulder region. Remove her necklace. Apply a different color of lipstick. Increase vibrance. Change the color of the top she's wearing. We start by zooming in. Then press and hold the spacebar to pan to the neck region. Select the spot healing tool. I've added a link of my video on how to use every tool in Photoshop in the description. Feel free to check it out. Take a sample by holding the Alt or Option key and clicking the area you want to sample. Release the Alt or Option key and click on the blemish and watch it disappear. Do that for the rest of the blemishes. To remove her necklace, select the Remove tool. Resize the brush size by using the left and right square brackets. Then paint over the necklace. Check. Paint over the imperfections and check. Now let's work on her lipstick. Select the brush tool. Select the foreground color and change it to red. Adjust the brush tool and paint. To make the lipstick look natural, go to blending mode and select an option. It's time to increase the vibrance. So let's go to Image menu, Adjustments. And see the different types of adjustments you can apply to this photo. If we select any of these adjustments, say vibrance, and adjust the setting, this is destructive. The adjustment applies directly to the image. If you change your mind, you won't be able to remove vibrance and restore your image to its original state. Let's undo with Ctrl Z, Command Z. To apply adjustments in a non-destructive way, go down to the adjustments layer and see the same set of adjustments. Click on vibrance and watch as it opens on its own layer. Adjust the slider to apply a little vibrance to the photo. If you ever change your mind, click on the vibrance layer again and make some changes. You can turn it off or even delete it outrightly. And finally, let's change the color of her top. We start by going to the toolbar, select the quick selection tool, click and drag to select the top. Zoom in to add the strap to the selection. Now go to the adjustments layer. Select the hues and saturation, adjust the setting, and boom. Now let's look at the design side. Click on this tab to open the document we created earlier. You must have noticed that multiple documents can be opened in Photoshop. You click on the tab to toggle from one open document to another. You can even drag a layer or multiple layers from one open document to another. Let's change the background layer from the adjustments layer. Select solid color and choose a color. If you like this video so far, kindly give it a thumbs up. I will appreciate it. Let's drag this plain photo over here and convert its layer to smart object. This little icon means that this layer is a smart object, which means that the photo will not lose quality when we scale it down and up. Now resize and reposition the image. Select the text tool and type the book title, Ahmadiyya. Go to the property panel and adjust the text. To write the author's name at the bottom of the cover page, we need to paint over here with the brush tool. First, use the eyedropper tool to pick a dark color from this plane. Click on the cover title. Hold the Alt or Option key and drag to duplicate. Type the author's name, Egodi Zen. Duplicate the author's name and type the New York Times bestseller. Finally, add drop shadow to make the cover titles pop. Then go to the layering style, FX. Select the drop shadow and wow, adjust the setting if there's need to do that. Do the finishing touchings. To make the design elements belong together, go to Adjustments, select Color Balance and adjust to your preference. Now that we have come to the end of this tutorial, it's important to note that you have just watched a snippet of everything. And now is the time to advance your knowledge by learning every part of Photoshop in detail. I recommend you start from learning how to use the Photoshop tools. You can watch my video in the description, every tool in Photoshop explained, with demonstrations on how to use them in design. I really appreciate you watching this video and I would like to know if you find it interesting. Please take a moment to subscribe to my channel for more videos like this.